Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stories That Resonate. I, Kautik Singh Chima, Assistant Director, Office of University Communications, today is welcoming another amazing guest where we'll have a lot of discussion about their journey. And as you know, the name Stories That Resonate depicts a person's personal life, professional life, whatever they've achieved, and the success stories for all the students who are watching this to get inspired and have amazing lessons from here and do good in their life. So, without any ado, I would love to welcome Madam Jaspreet. Ma'am, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you for coming. It means a lot to us. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Pleasure being here.
And ma'am, I know you have a very busy schedule, but and I'm again very grateful to you that you could make it here. We would love to know about your professional and personal life today, and I'm quite inquisitive to know. So I have a lot of questions. So I hope you're not scared.
No, no.
So
Happy to chat with you.
perfect. So, ma'am, we would go back to the memory lane and would love to know you as a small kid who's been into the school and her journey in the school days. Were you a mischievous kind of a student or a very studious kind of a student?
I would be very honest. I was a studious kind of, and
Okay.
bringing back me to my school days. I
Mm-hmm.
think school days are really very precious for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I remember today also decorating the boards,
Hmm.
participating in every activity, going
Hmm.
for every picnic they had. And I was one of the favorite students of my teachers
Hmm.
always.
Hmm.
So I remember the roads I traveled to be to my school because it was on the other side of the town.
Hmm.
I come from a very small town, so
Hmm.
that was only convent school there. And I
Okay.
feel very pride to be part of that school always.
Hmm.
So I had so many friends, so
Hmm.
many lovely memories there.
Hmm.
It was like a home to me, my
Hmm.
safe heaven kind of thing for me. So
Lovely.
a studious student,
Hmm.
always, in the good books of teachers and my
Hmm.
parents.
Oh, lovely. And so, ma'am, would love to know that every person faces some changes in life, some challenges in life, which actually shapes you. If there were any in your earlier days in life, you would like to share with us.
I would not say like challenges are obstacles.
Hmm.
Challenges like they shape you in the better versions of you, smaller
Hmm.
or bigger. They teach you something at
Hmm.
every moment of life.
Hmm.
And it's always better that they tell you that you are more stronger than you think.
Hmm.
So I remember I was at the age of 11
Hmm.
when I was coming back from my nanny's place,
Hmm.
and my parents said that you're not going to the same school again.
Oh.
So that shook me from inside, and that 11-year child was
Hmm.
not able to process that.
Hmm.
I was not able to understand that how this can happen to me. I was not
Hmm.
ready.
Hmm.
So I was not able to process,
Okay.
and I just shut down myself.
Hmm.
I stopped trying,
Hmm.
I stopped participating, and I said that what's the point of doing now?
Hmm.
My world is changed
Hmm.
without taking my permission. They have not asked me, they have not given me the chance
Hmm.
to say bye to my friends, to
Hmm.
take blessings from the teachers I grew with.
Hmm.
So that was really the moment that shook me, and
Hmm.
that stayed with me today also.
Oh.
So I said, okay, now I'm not going to study. And
Hmm.
I become the shadow of the girl I was.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
stopped trying from the girl who was participating in everything.
Very studious, very
Yes,
obedient.
I
Yes.
became the girl who stopped trying.
Hmm. Oh.
So that was the challenge I remember till now also.
And how did you know overcome that?
Yeah, so I believe that we all human beings are wired through connections.
Hmm.
So we can't climb the mountains,
Hmm.
alone. We need someone to push.
Hmm.
So there was a teacher
Hmm.
who helped me always, who saw that this girl has much more potential,
Hmm.
but not giving her best.
Hmm.
So she was observant and she observed me. And
Hmm.
one day she sat with me. She put her hand on my head and said,
Hmm.
I can see you have much more potential, but
Hmm.
why you're not trying?
Hmm.
What's the story?
Hmm.
So we sat for long, and then she said, see, you can't choose the soil,
Hmm.
but you still can choose to grow.
Hmm.
So I didn't understand that time.
Hmm.
She said, bloom where you are planted.
Right.
So you can't choose your school, but
Hmm.
you can change your attitude, you can choose to learn,
Hmm.
you can choose to grow.
Hmm.
And that one single line stood with me, and I thought that yes, I can make new friends,
Hmm.
I can, start studying again.
Exactly.
I was not this.
Right.
So I started studying again,
Hmm.
I made new friends,
Hmm.
and everything seems to be okay.
Hmm.
And that power of whisper
Hmm.
stood with me, and I was very clear that now I will not be the same again.
Hmm.
I'll give my best.
Right.
And that challenge, made me understand that we cannot choose. The challenges will come, the
Hmm.
life will throw the situations to us,
Right.
but we can choose always to respond.
Hmm.
So that really stayed with me today also. I
Hmm.
now take a pause,
Hmm.
and then I choose to respond rather to react.
Exactly. A very lovely thing to share, ma'am. Because in life there are few mentors and teachers and gurus who can just say some simple words and they can actually change a person's
Yes.
life. So that was actually my second question to you. That which is your favorite teacher or mentor? But now you can name her, I believe, in the camera, and you can
Yeah,
give a gratitude
surely.
message to her
Yes.
as well.
I still remember Miss Shashi.
Okay.
So, and Miss Pragya also, that two were like my best teachers or best buddies or
Hmm.
mentors, we call it now.
Hmm.
So they were always there to support me, guide me, and they always knew that I have something, which we call untapped potential
Hmm.
nowadays.
Hmm.
So that we also can't see sometimes,
Hmm.
but people around us can see. And I'm lucky enough that I had that people then,
Hmm.
and I had that people now also in my life
Hmm.
who always keep me pushing and help me growing, and they can see the winner in me
Hmm.
before I see that in me. So
Hmm.
that's a blessing, I think, and we all should get such mentors and teachers in life.
That's great, ma'am. I believe that gratitude feeling should always be there
Absolutely.
for everybody, from our parents to teachers and gurus. Uh, I would also, though through your talk, and we had a discussion earlier, I know the answer, but still for the audience, I would love to know, were you from the beginning quite an ambitious kind of a person, or you were a person who, with a very, maybe the word may be wrong, but laggard kind of mindset that some people are. Some people say कि देखी जाएगी, when the situation comes we'll see it. But were you very ambitious from the beginning?
Yes, I was. As I said, I was studious. At the same time, I was ambitious also.
Hmm.
I came from a small town,
Hmm.
three sisters. I'm the eldest one.
Hmm.
No brothers. My parents were graduated that time, even
Hmm.
post graduated that time.
Hmm.
So they always taught me that you need to study, and I also had that mindset of studying always, learning new things, not from the books always.
Hmm.
It can be from my friends,
Hmm.
teachers, and even from anyone.
Right.
So I had that mindset in my mind,
Hmm.
and I always knew that I'm not going to live here for long. So I have a habit of writing and
Okay.
journaling from my childhood.
Hmm.
So I keep on writing that I want to study,
Hmm.
I want to do MBA, I
Hmm.
want to learn swimming. That small
Hmm.
little goals
Hmm.
that gave me the habit of writing and
Hmm.
dreaming big.
Hmm.
Coming from the small city doesn't stop you to dream big.
Exactly.
So that curiosity, that ambitious mind I already had from my
Hmm.
childhood. I think that comes from my DNA.
Lovely. And ma'am, when we talk about ambitions, you said you come from a small town. It's Thampur, I believe,
Yes, yes,
in Moradabad.
yes. It's near
Near,
Muradabad.
near near
Yes.
near Moradabad. And so basically coming from that small town, how did your family react regarding your ambitions in life? Because there's some myth, or maybe some things are true, that there's a taboo where when a girl's I talk about the earlier days, not
Hmm,
now. I
hmm,
believe
hmm.
now we've opened up,
Yeah.
but still, how did the family, the society react when you shared your dreams?
So I think parents are the biggest cheerleaders.
Hmm.
They were very supportive. They
Hmm.
always taught me to stood for me and to study. But
Hmm.
when it comes to a certain age,
Hmm.
my mother and my parents and my whole extended family was thinking that that's the right time. I
Hmm.
was 18 or 17,
Hmm.
that she should get married because there are two more daughters to get
Hmm.
married,
Hmm.
and they have certain set of responsibility which
Exactly.
comes from society.
Hmm.
So with all due respect, I had no guts to say
Hmm.
no to my parents at that time, because I was planning for colleges and
Hmm.
campuses,
Hmm.
and they were planning for my marriage.
Hmm.
And again, a shocking moment in my life,
Hmm.
because I knew that this is not my story.
Hmm.
I can't take this.
Hmm.
So at the same time I didn't had the courage to say
Hmm.
no to my parents.
Hmm.
So I was writing again in my diary
Hmm.
that, this is not my life. I keep on writing everything which comes to my mind.
Hmm.
So I quietly went to my father and showed that diary to him. I didn't said a word because I didn't have the courage to say.
Hmm.
And he also didn't said anything. So that silent conversation between us,
Hmm.
it took 2-3 days and pin drop silence in our house.
Right.
But he came up and said, okay, I'll support you. You want to go out?
Hmm.
Because nobody in my family went out. No, like my brothers, all the young eldest one,
Hmm.
were never went out for the study. So I was the
Okay.
first child to go outside.
Hmm.
So he stood by my side. He took the loan,
Hmm.
and that loan of trust
Hmm.
brings
Exactly.
so much of responsibility on my
Wow.
shoulders that
Hmm.
I have to perform well now.
Hmm.
I have to go and give best so that the other generation which is coming behind me, as you say, nowadays it's really easy,
Hmm.
all such things, but that time it was not.
Hmm.
So I had that responsibility that coming generations can feel proud, and other parents can also see that if she
Yeah.
can do, my
Yeah.
child can also.
Exactly.
So from with that responsibility and with support of my parents, I went outside and I studied.
Hmm.
So now I'm here sitting.
So yeah, I can, the other part can be, as you said, it was difficult to convince, or the situation was like that. So study is one part, and then your career came.
Yeah.
So how easy or difficult was it to convince your parents and again the society,
Yeah.
as we say?
So I said I'd written in my diary also that I wanted to do MBA, but
Right.
I was a science student all through.
Yeah.
So my father was like, "Ki, now you wanted to go outside and now you also want to change your stream." So that doesn't make sense because you have studied bachelor's from science, so you should go in science also, and you're the only bacha of a family who is doing this. So I had that my moment of Three Idiots, that Abba nahi manenge. And it's not a filmy story. Mere Abba seriously nahi mane. And I had to do masters in biotechnology then.
Gee, okay.
So, but I thought that now I'm outside. I always want this. I had my wings to fly. So let's give best to this and see, what else coming to like what God is planning for me.
Right.
So I studied there. Science gave me structure, the logic, and the deep understanding of the
Why
world.
did you choose? You did biotechnology, if
Yes, yes.
I'm not wrong. Why did you choose that particular subject? Were you very passionate about it from the beginning, or somebody told you to do that?
I'll be very honest, it was trending that time.
Okay.
So when I didn't have the choice of what I wanted to do MBA like,
Hmm.
so I thought, okay, let's go with the trend then.
Hmm.
So from thinking of managing people by doing MBA, I was thrown into the management of microbes. So that changed my thought process from
Gee.
blazers to lab coats.
Hmm.
But I take it with whole heart, and I said, let's process it and see what's coming next.
Yeah.
And I
Let,
was
let it
enjoying
come.
science. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So, ma'am, we would love to know about your professional journey as well, in a gist, like uh, which first company you joined and what was the journey like. A little bit about that, and then I have questions for that as well.
Nice. So, as I said, I always wanted to connect with people. So, I got very easily my first job in Renbexy, where I joined as, went for an internship program.
Okay.
So, I was able to connect with people and I got my first job. Renbexy was a big company that time, a dream of many. They were paying me well. I was in regulatory affairs. It was
Okay.
a very posh department. But still, I was feeling that, something is missing. I was not able to connect the dots. And deep inside, there was a thought that I was meant for this or not. Is it this my true calling or not? Then I remember I was having a coffee. I was sitting alone. I was reading one article, so that how to find your true calling and how to connect the dots and how to find the purpose of your life, of your being. That always was with me when I used to write. So there were very beautiful line written that give your best, whatever comes to you. It can be a small task, a small activity.
Right.
Just throw yourself into it and give your best. So I made that mantra of my life that now I'll not think much. I'll not think of the bigger picture. I'll, in my puzzle of life, I'll try to connect the small pieces. I'll give best whatever comes to me.
Right.
So I made peace with my first job and then it's keep going, move forwarded.
Perfect. And I would also love to know any specific moment or something which everybody faces with some phase or challenge in college life, and especially in the first job maybe.
Hmm.
What helped you to be a person which you are right now? Any particular moment or any
Yes.
particular experience you have you want to share?
I am able to recall one that
Hmm.
when I settled peace with my present scenario,
Hmm.
I was explaining some issue my junior was facing. He
Hmm.
came to me and he was asking me, Jasprit, how I can solve
Hmm.
this. And with my whole heart and attention and everything I can put in, I was able to explain him that you should do this and that, and
Hmm.
this way is easy,
Hmm.
completely into the conversation with a friend kind of thing.
Hmm.
But my senior was overhearing all this and he called me after that and he said, don't you think so that you are in a wrong department?
Hmm.
I said, what I did wrong?
Hmm.
And the whole thing was coming to my mind. Okay,
Hmm.
I did that.
Hmm.
Maybe he's saying this because of
Hmm.
that. So I was thinking whole on the negative side, but he
Hmm.
was on a positive side.
Yeah.
He said that you have a different people connect.
Hmm.
You have the art of teaching that
Hmm.
rarely is found.
Hmm.
People have knowledge, but they don't know how to deliver it.
Hmm.
So I can see that in you.
Hmm.
So let's switch your department.
Hmm.
So I'll guide you. So
Hmm.
he guided me through many courses. So I did my master's in L&D, then
Okay.
and NLP coaching.
Hmm.
And recently, my dream of doing MBA
Hmm.
came true. I did my MBA from IIM Indore.
Oh, lovely.
So I believe that I have not dreamt of that at that time, but
Hmm.
God was preparing me for IIM Indore.
Hmm.
So I did that also, and I'm doing now my master's in psychology.
Okay.
So I become the lifelong learner
Learner.
from that. Yes.
Yes.
And then he guided me and he
Hmm.
changed my department, and
Hmm.
then I am very happy now what I'm doing into.
Lovely. So from moving from biotechnology to learning and development, how's the journey been? And have you enjoyed every bit of it, or you now enjoy it and you were in a ragda phase that time? We would love to know about that as
I
well.
would not say it was a ragra phase, but yeah, I was not that happy. I
Hmm.
was happy, but I was not content.
Hmm.
I felt that few
Something's
pieces are
missing.
missing, so I was not able to complete the circle.
Hmm.
But after being into L&D, I
Hmm.
understood that small nudge,
Hmm.
a small training session, even a
Hmm.
motivating session,
Hmm.
even a mentoring conversation over a
Hmm.
cup
Hmm.
can change a person completely,
Hmm.
can fill the skill gaps he
Hmm.
has,
Hmm.
or can give him the confidence he
Hmm.
or she is waiting for.
Hmm.
And during my NLP sessions, when
Hmm.
I'm coaching people, I understood that just listening to the people
Hmm.
and just understanding where the fears are coming from.
Hmm.
Is it a childhood trauma or
Hmm.
something he has cooked a story in his
Hmm.
mind?
Hmm.
So understanding the root cause of the thoughts, so
Hmm.
changing their mind map.
Hmm.
So it's really important, and I think it's need of the hour.
Hmm.
I remember talking to my friend few
Hmm.
days before,
Hmm.
a very close friend. She was facing some issue in her life,
Hmm.
and we sat for only 2-3 hours,
Hmm.
and she messaged me, Jasprit, I'm able to sleep after so many days.
Hmm.
So that kind of feelings
Hmm.
complete me, that
Hmm.
fills my heart with happiness.
Hmm.
And I think that was the joy I was looking for.
Lovely. Ma'am, also because as many students will be watching this video and especially this podcast, I would also love to know, because we also face from the same thing when we are in our college days, or when we are especially in 10th, we are told that you choose one career and that'll be that career for rest of your life. Similarly, it happens when you choose something, engineering or something in your college.
Hmm.
Eventually, you choose a company. So every time, especially I believe in India and in our region, people are quite constrained that they think जो choose कर लिया वही पूरी जिंदगी करनी है. But you are a testimonial of the drastic shift of exactly what people are scared of.
Hmm.
So would you like to share anything regarding that? Because students really sometimes, a person is not liking engineering or maybe not liking some particular department they are in, but they want to do that. Eventually they want to learn more things and get into some other aspects. So would love if you could share on that basis as well.
Yes, it reminds me of a interview of Steve Jobs.
Hmm.
He once said that he did calligraphy and he
Hmm.
didn't know why he's doing that.
Hmm.
But after years, he was able to connect the dots.
Hmm.
And same happened with me.
Hmm.
And I'll say this to students also that, whatever comes to your way,
Hmm.
just give your best.
Hmm.
And life will make the meaning later on. And
Right.
you will surely able to connect the dots later,
Exactly.
because we can connect the dots seeing backwards,
Exactly.
not looking forward.
True.
So just give your best, and you can change your career. You can change whatever you love to do. It's not a written manual. You are the hero of your story. So you can write your story anytime, and you can change the chapters whenever you want. It's not
Exactly.
pre-written. We are here to write our stories.
Rightly said, ma'am. And if I would, because we were talking about the professional life and your journey, what is the best moment, or what do you love while working in the professional setup you are in?
So as I said that I love bringing change in people's life. And I said that, a small training session, even a coaching session, just sitting with the person over a cup of tea, change life of many people. And when you listen for your friend and from a student, they say that, we are able to sleep now, we can see the clear picture of our life now. So that kind of joy and that kind of magical things when happen in your life, that gives you a real contentment of life, the joy I was looking for, and that really fills my heart with happiness.
Right.
That if a small nudge can change someone's life, then why not? We should, keep motivating each other and give them the sessions they're looking for, even if someone is here to just share their thoughts. So that kind of things really inspire me.
Right. And ma'am, a person who's, who wants to know more about this learning and development, personality development, if you could just share some few lights on the whole, category itself, so that people who are watching this, and especially maybe from the CBA school or from engineering, branch of ours, if they want to eventually come into this forte, if you could just share a few things about what is the department and how can they even join in future courses, ma'am?
Sure. So, we human beings are here to evolve. We have evolved from Homo sapiens to the modern human, who are creating AI and many other things. So, learning and development is an ongoing journey, which we keeps on learning, and we are here to develop. So, it's a beautiful part of HR, and I think the most deep part of HR, where we can change life of people's. And if students are interested into that, there are many courses which they can do. And I hope very soon they will introduce it as a stream in HR also, because it is taking place
Right.
like any other subject we call like marketing and other. So right now there are many courses they can search of. I'll not name any, but there are many plethora of courses available on internet, so they can do that. And for coaching also, I'll say, after learning and development, it becomes very easy to understand human mode. So then after they can do coaching or psychology. It's very interesting subject to understand human being. So most typical creation of the god, and very deep one to understand. I think it takes lives to understand the human being, but very easy to connect and very easy to help. So I'll be happy to help students if they want, then where to do such courses.
That'd be great, ma'am. That'll be a big help. We'll surely connect you with a lot of students here, and they'll be more than interested to, connect with you and learn a lot of things. Ma'am, due to paucity of time, I know you are quite busy, but I would love to ask one last question to you. That what one big lesson have you learned through the journey of life, whether it's professional or personal? I would love if you could share that with the audience.
Will you allow me to share few more? Like it's not one.
Ma'am, you can share many, ma'am.
Because it's for students, and I have been with Chitkara students earlier. They are really curious and enthused students. So I would love to pass this message to them that keep writing your goals. That really creates a magical thing, because when your goals are on paper, so it becomes the plan. It's no longer a dream. So keep writing and keep learning. As I said that, world is changing at a fast era. So you need to keep learning, and it's not always a book learning. It is learning from a friend, learning, by talking with someone, from your teachers, from parents, anyone.
Hmm.
And give back to society. As I said, that I had people to support me.
Hmm.
So we should support the society or the people back. And in Gurbani also it's written one chako. So we should share at least the 10% of what we have. And it's not always about the wealth. It can be knowledge, time, or even a smile. So give back to society and always listen to the whisper which comes within. So that's the bigger lesson I will say, that keep listening to your gut, because it is usually smarter than your brain. So all the best to all the students, and I hope we'll connect soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was a pleasure having you with us, and I've taken a lot of lessons today, and I would love to implement them in the daily course of life. Thank you very much, ma'am. It was
Pleasure
a
is all mine.
pleasure having
Thank
you.
you.
Ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.